Okay, so go ahead in your own time, and we can use this as an example for other classes. So I'm very grateful for this. Thank you.
Do I start?
Yep, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so my speech is about climate change. We can and are ready to handle it. The three key things we should do are to avoid the behavior that cause it, to increase our resistance to its effects, and to speak about it. In the past century, global temperatures have risen by around 1 degree Celsius. The average temperature on Earth has warmed by 1 degree Celsius over the last 100 years. The temperature continues to increase, and the last 5 years are the hottest years of the modern record collectively. The greatest challenge we face is climate change. The implications if we don't tackle it are bleak. Say climate change and see how most individuals react. I think it's a little like sustainable development, a phrase that many individuals glaze over and turn off quietly. But the first point is here. Don't turn off. Changing the environment isn't just words. It's about the real thing, and man-made climate change is a true thing that's really frightening. The surface temperature of the planet in 2019 was around 0.95 Celsius degrees, warmer than the average of the 20th century. Global temperatures have been consistently among the hottest on record in the last few years. A rise in sea level, a decline in Arctic ice, and the rising number of weather-related disasters, including hurricanes, floods, and droughts, may be the cause of the global surface temperature anomaly. In the United States, the economic damage due to the 2012 drought reached around $20 billion US dollars, making it the most expensive drought in history. There are many experts that have studied climate change, but the top five are Wallace S. Brocker, Jamie E. Henson, Phil D. Jones, Sayakro Manabe, and Michael E. Mann. The first scientist, Wallace Brocker, is a geochemist who initiated key studies on the history of the atmosphere of the planet and the impact of humans on it. The second scientist is James E. Henson. His early experience on Venus clouds helped to classify their formation as sulfuric acid. He has based his research on the Earth's environment since the late 1970s, especially on human-made climate change. Bill D. Jones, the third scientist. Jones earned a B.A. Lancaster University in Environmental Sciences in 1973 and an MCS Hydrology in Engineering in 1974 and and uh, and FD from the Department of Civil Engineering and at the University of Newcastle upon Tyne in hydrology in 1977. The third scientist is Saikro Manabe for his groundbreaking studies on the susceptibility of the Earth's atmosphere to rising atmospheric carbon dioxide and his creation of global climate models, which have contributed to the fundamental advance in the understanding of climate variability and in the prediction of future climate change. Michael E. Mann is the fifth and the last scientist. He applied mathematics and physics in 1989, MS Physics in 1991, MPhil Physics in 1991, and MPhil Geology in 1993, and lastly, PhD Geology and Geophysics in 1998. Here's a story by Jamie Herndon. Said, I was a major ecologist when I was a boy, middle school age. I read all about CFCs and aerosols. And my best friend and I also developed a program in our school where we taught younger children about recycling, the climate, animals at risk, and other ecological problems. My my favorite for the subjects waned as time went by, and I stopped reading about the world and concentrated on other items. I would like to think clearly, and privilege no longer exists, and the environmental AV is part of much our daily lives. Reducing the UA of single-UA plastics, recycling, making more earth-friendly choices, reducing our carbon footprint, and etc. We see the degradation of public lands and acred land for benefits and modifications of national monuments in devastating ways. Climate change is real. It's happening right now. It's, it is the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating. Leonardo DiCaprio, actor and environmentalist. Thank you.
Wow, Besan, that was super intellectual. It was super informative, and you presented it very well. That was amazing. I have very little feedback on for improvements. There is just one thing that I wanted to mention, and it's just on your speeches. I have a copy of your speech here, so we can see this section here, recommendations, and I can see you've gone to great lengths here and researched some prominent people in what their research on climate change. What I would recommend is if you could just try to list some recommendations. What I mean by recommendations, things that we can do to reduce climate change. Some examples would be to use more renewable energy. Some people even suggest adopting a plant-based diet or eating less meat. We can just recycle more, things like that. And so just list some recommendations, and then perhaps you could list a couple of people that also list the same recommendations. So according to, and then the name of the person, we should. Okay, that's the only section. You can leave a bit of this in. I would say leave maybe 2 of these in, and then list some generalized recommendations. Other than that, that's a fantastic start, and that's really the only feedback I have for you right now. But that's absolutely brilliant. I'm breathless. It was fantastic. Okay, just make those 2 small changes, and you're definitely on the right tracks. Okay, but well done,
Okay.
Besan. Great job. Thank you.